Hello, my name is Matthew Young, and in this video I'll be going over the second sample in the malware project. So this is sample 2 here, financials-xls. Now this file appears to be an Excel Excel file, but the extension is hidden. We can see here though that in the command prompt, if we go into the directory, we can see listed here as financials.-xls.exe, confirming that this is an executable file. So to begin, we'll go through the static analysis, then move to dynamic analysis, and then confirm our results in an online sandbox. So to start with static analysis, we use PEID here. Now PEID indicates that the file is packed with UPX, as you can see right here. The entry point is listed as UPX1 section. Next, we can move into PEView to get a better look at the file. So PEView can help confirm the presence of the UPX0 and UPX1 sections listed here and here, and that there is no normal .text section, which is consistent with a packed executable. This packing definitely limits the visibility during the static analysis. Now if we move into the imports, we can see WSOC32 here, which indicates that there may be some socket-based networking. And in addition to that, we can get some information here from the strings. In the import hints and names, we can see reg close key, init comment control x, exit process, get proc address, load library A. These indicate dynamic API resolutions, which allows functions to be loaded at runtime. Virtual protect suggests runtime memory modification, which is often associated with packing or self-modifying code. So because this file is packed, static analysis alone is not going to glean many insights into the nature of this malware. So we move on to dynamic analysis. For dynamic analysis, we're going to use 4 programs: Wireshark, Process Explorer, Red Shot, and I'll take the first shot so I don't forget, and then Process Monitor. So to begin, I'm going to go ahead and filter for only the relevant process, which will be financials-xls.exe. And we'll start a Wireshark capture as well. Okay, with everything set up, we can now begin the execution of the malware. Okay, so immediately we can see a lot of things happen here. Upon execution, the program appears to deliver this right here, a little pop-up saying that the computer is infected with spyware, and that I need to click on that to install some anti-spyware software. This seems to be some kind of scareware or rogue antivirus malware. Now we will also take the second shot and analyze that a little bit later. Okay, so let's start with Process Explorer. So as you can see here, there's a very clear financials xls.exe, which is running and remains active. If you look at Redshy here, you can see 1 key was added, 5 values were added, and 12 were modified. The Redshy identified this new registry key, and with all these modified values, the main focus here is the entries under HKU software install, which is a bit suspicious and maybe some kind of persistence or staging behavior. Now, if we look at the network activity, we can see there's some communication happening right now, some outbound traffic to 69.50.175.181. This shows that there is some kind of communication happening here, maybe to some kind of command and control server or exfiltration channel. And then finally, in Process Monitor, we can see financials doing a lot of stuff. There's a registry keys being queried. There's file manipulation, including some TCP reconnecting and disconnecting. But the most interesting thing, which I'll see if I'm able to replicate here in the video, but I was able to replicate in the report, is when I click on this, it goes through a set of commands here. First, it opens some registries, and then it queries some files, specifically the C program file brave sentry.exe. It seems to try to create it, but every time it does, it says the path is not found or the name is not found, which makes me think that this is not meant for Windows XP, but a different Windows environment. Finally, if you want to confirm all this, we can go to the online sandbox. Hybrid analysis was used for this, to validate and expand upon the findings. And we can see here that it flags as malicious, threat score 100 out of 100, and it labels it as a Trojan fake alert, which makes sense. It's sending fake alerts, it's a scareware of some sort. We scroll down here to the incident response report. We can see that it has remote access persistence, spyware, evasion, fingerprinting, and network capabilities, which we were able to explore. We definitely saw the persistence, registry modifications, spawning a lot of process. Well, it only spawned one process, actually. And then there's also the fingerprinting as well, which we saw in Process Monitor. And if we see for the network behavior, we see that the IP listed here actually matches up with the IP that Wireshark picked up and detected. So this very much correlates with our findings inside the local VM. And it confirms that there's registry persistence, there's process creation, outbound network communications to the same IP address. The sandbox also helps to reveal that there is API hooking behavior, as well as providing a MITRE and attack techniques mappings that we may not be able to easily observe in manual analysis. Overall, the sample appears to be a Trojan with some scareware and the ability to remotely communicate with a different server. And this concludes malware 2 analysis.